He's done an awful lot for the club. Like, he's bought us rings, he's bought us tracksuits, and he's very, very generous.
To have somebody like Conor come into the Mater Hospital and show his support in that way will always be remembered.
People from Crumlin, they're good working class people that are competitive in everything we do, and we want to get better and we want the area to be better, and Conor's going to play a big part in that.
The notorious Conor McGregor!
I'm very grateful, very happy, but not surprised. You know, I knew it was going to happen for me.
I'm Peter Carroll. I'm here in Crumlin village, hometown of Conor McGregor. We're going to see how the UFC superstar continues to support his local community and to get a taste of what life was like for the young notorious.
Conor said, what would he need? And like me, we don't like to ask for things. We're proud in this club, right? And we said, well, get us a ring, you know what I mean? And we could have any ring, but this is the ideal ring for here. If we can do it ourselves, we'll do it ourselves. But if he's going to give us a hand, why not? Because it's not for the coaches, for the kids from around the area, the kids from all over the areas that come in here. Right? There's great work done in boxing clubs all over this country, right? There's great work, and Conor realises that, and he's helped us, right? And he's helped his own football team. He just keeps helping. He was going on 11, and he walked into the gym, and he walked straight over to the bags, right? And he was wearing football boots, and one of our coaches here, Stephen Kavanagh, he said, take your boots off and come back and you can hit the bags, right? And he did, and he stayed here till he was nearly 17, and he won a good few fights, but he mixed up with the martial arts. He started mixing up in wrestling and MMA and judo and all that type of stuff. But look where the story led him. I'm glad he's after taking up the game. Now he's back with us in Crumlin Boxing Club. He's been here nearly 2 years coming to us now, and he's done an awful lot for the club. Like, he's bought us rings, he's bought us tracksuits, and he's leaving us financially good. Like, he likes that too, that he can come back here to his roots and be Conor McGregor, the Conor McGregor that started off here at the beginning and grew up here in the club. He's one of us. He's one of the Joe Soaps of the thing that's made it really, really big, and he's special. You know, the aroma around him, he's a special man. He walks into the room and he lights up the room. There's very few people can do that. You know what I mean?
Are you excited now to get back in that corner? Like, as you probably know, in MMA, it's very different to boxing. Dustin Poirier is quite celebrated for his boxing ability. I'm sure you can't wait to show the world the work you've been doing with Conor when he gets in there.
Of course, right? This will be an exciting fight, don't get me wrong. This will be exciting. It'll be exciting for me to let Conor do his thing. And Poirier's not a bad out boxer, and Conor made short work of him the last time, and I hope it's going to make short work of him this time.
Thanks to Conor's incredible support of the Mater Hospital, we were able to equip a respiratory ward in the Mater Hospital. As you can imagine, you know, with post-COVID patients, a lot of the symptoms that are actually showing at the moment are respiratory based. So this has been such a vital source for our hospital staff and also for our patients.
Conor's donation went to buy patient monitors, which were dispersed right across the hospital departments, such as cardiology, endoscopy, and other areas which were in need of this equipment. It appeared that Conor wanted to give and wanted to give back to the Irish people and through the hospital system. So it was very welcome for us, not just St James's, but for other hospitals to receive this philanthropic donation.
I tell you, it was the biggest surprise the Mater Hospital got. He arrived into the Mater Hospital and actually directly delivered the PPE to our porters in the hospital itself. I think they're still talking about it. And I think, you know, sometimes it's difficult to realise during that time. It was such a dark time for staff as well as patients. But to have somebody like Conor come into the Mater Hospital and show his support in that way will always be remembered.
Long before he was making history in the octagon, Conor McGregor began his sporting career as a 7-year-old with Lourdes Celtic FC. In 2020, he made a donation to the club that has been described as the biggest sponsorship deal in schoolboy football history. Let's take a look at what's going on inside.
Conor was tagged in a social media post of when he played here, a photograph when he was a kid by someone associated with the club. He seen it and then he reached out to us and said, God, I'd love to come back and have a look around. He came in, he was in with Dee and Conor Jr. and they were kicking the ball around. He then began to look around and said it could do with a lick of paint, and that's what he said to us. He said it could do with a lick of paint, a bit of being brought up a little bit, modernised and kind of improved, and it became this big organic process whereby let's put a pitch in, indoors, outdoors, let's put a dugout in, let's kit every kid in the club out, let's put a massive fantastic mural the founder members in. It was literally a process that happened so quickly but yet felt like it took so long as well. But from week to week it was brilliant to see the before and after and to see where we've been to where we are now and the progress that we've made at the club. And you look at the facilities, they're some of the top facilities in the country now. You know, for a schoolboy club, this is unheard of. This is going to affect every child that walks in the door for the next 20, 30 years. Kids need sport. They need sport more than the physical aspect of it. It's the outlet, the social outlet. From a mental health perspective, they just need to focus on positive things now. You know, there's been too much negativity. This is a massive, massive piece of positivity in a year of negativity. Conor actually came in and was kicking the ball and he had a look at the goals. They hadn't been changed and he turned around and he was like, I want new goals. So he's played a part. Like everyone talks about financial investment, but when you put yourself into something,
yes,
that means as much. Because he's coming down and he's saying, well, I think we could do this and this would look great and this would look great and a dugout would be great. You know, substantial financial investment is fantastic, but when he invests his own time and effort, that meant a lot to us as a club, a huge amount, you know.
And I believe that Conor McGregor grew up very close to here, right? So
yes.
How close are we talking?
Stone's throw. So over that wall, as you can see there, just over the back of those houses there. So when Conor grew up, obviously he moved into the estate. Old County Glen was a new housing estate. The clubhouse was here before the houses. So essentially when Conor grew up, he went out the door. The first thing he seen was Lourdes Celtic, that's my club. He came in and played football for a number of years here under a fantastic coach, Carroll, who's still a part of the club. And she reminisces about this little kind of energetic, kind of wild boy coming over the wall, the blonde bob, and running around and not being able to control him. But that's Conor. He's all energy, he's all passion, he's all drive, and that was him since he's a kid, not just now. That drive he has, he brings to everything. And I don't call it motivation. Motivation comes and goes. With Conor, it's a drive and a passion, and that doesn't come and go. That's not fleeting. That's something that stays with him every day, no matter what he does. Conor could be out there playing marbles on the road and he'd want to beat you.
Competitive spirit.
Well, that's
personified.
And it comes from the area. That's what we are. People from Crumlin, they're good working class people that are competitive in everything we do, and we want to get better and we want the area to be better. And Conor's going to play a big part in that.